Are you guys ready for another glorious NTW3 battle? Oh, I can tell you what, I definitely am. Look at this Russian, column here. You have the skirmishers out front, some light infantry, got some nice musketeer lines or just line infantry behind, as well as some artillery, and this cav bringing up the rear. Oh, it looks amazing. Of course, this is a 4v4, because why would you do anything less than that? I'm just kidding. There's some awesome 3v3s and such, but you know, this is a 4v4 today, and it is on Hohenlinden, and boy, this is going to be an epic one, guys. You have the Russians, you have a 10-point and 9-point Russia, as well as a 9-point UK, and even a 8-point Sardinia Piedmont, bringing a lot of that militia, a lot of the, you know, poorer class who's going to bolster the line infantry that Sardinia is bringing. They even have some guard units. They are going up against a USA who is holding their ground and very determined to take their stand in this town. They are being reinforced, of course, by 3 French armies, 1 on this far right side, 2 more on the left. One of them's coming up close already. I think we are starting to have our first engagement here as artillery from the USA firing, trying to throw back the attack of the coalition. We have some skirmishers set up already, so these are very large units of skirms pushing up. They are, of course, getting fire received by the line infantry of the USA. You can see these guys already sending over some volleys. Now, this is the smaller, a little bit better quality lines that the USA can bring. I don't see tons of militia. There is some cavalry, though, pushing forward, so we may actually have cav trying to drive back the coalition's skirmishers. Now, hopefully they can move fast enough, because this is a tree line. And there they go, they're going in for the skirms. Can they make it? And we have a countercharge. Sardinia sending in, trying to save his skirms. Now, the USA probably will take out those skirmishers. Oh my goodness, there's even more USA hidden in the trees. The USA really making a determined stand here. And a USA cav actually doing a decent job here. Now, we have a lot of coalition pushing this one USA player. This is going to be a rough fight for them in the very beginning here. It looks like the Russians are preparing a massive attack column here. Yeah, they are massing up the lines behind their lights. The lights are going to be the ones shooting. They have skirmishers up in front, and they are definitely going to be sending in the line infantry into that sweet, juicy melee that Russia is so renowned for. With the general as well, and cavalry. So we have some Gusari lights skirmishers out in front for Russia. And where's the USA? Did they run away? They fell back. Yeah, the USA is already falling back. They do not probably like the idea of Russia pushing up so rapidly, and I think they are realizing they may be outflanked here. Russia getting very aggressive on that side. 10-point Russia, 9-point Russia pushing up some horse artillery as well as all their cav. They have 2 dragoons, a lancer, and then their cuirassiers. So heavy cav, which is very good. I think it's just a wise decision to bring it. The rest of Sardinia looks like they are in here, but there's a couple maybe. No, the artillery pushing up with Russia 9. Russia 9 bringing a lot of musketeers. Oh man, I love. Oh, and some guard. They are bringing a Russian guard unit as well. So they are going to really be putting the pressure on the USA. In fact, USA is falling back now. We do see some French reinforcements already showing up here. A lot of light infantry here. Man, look at these guys, all ready to fight. They're fresh, ready. Muskets loaded, haven't been fired yet in this conflict. The artillery for the USA is pushing back, and the USA, as you can see, falling back out of this hill wood. Now, there is a French player pushing up here, so Russia needs to definitely be a little more cautious here, as they do not want to get surrounded by a flank and by the USA all at once. So they'll have to play their cards a little bit carefully. Now, USA does hold this house. They have a line infantry unit. Hold that thought. We have a cav charge. So we had some French cavalry, Chasseur Cheval, trying to go for the guns of Russia 9, and we have some Ulanin charging in, trying to scare them off, maybe try to drive them back as France is massing up here. Oh my goodness. Is this Ledoux? I do believe Ledoux has made it on the battlefield. Now, maybe that's not Ledoux. Maybe that's like the Immortals. Well, I thought that we have some more French cav charging in here. These skirmishers, they're going to probably die here, but the USA is going to lose their cav once more. Oh my goodness. What happened here? This poor militia just got obliterated here. We have some grenadiers now attacking the US. Yeah, we have the grenadiers attacking. That should go okay. No, hold that thought though. We have France. Wait, is France bayonet charging here? Ooh, skirmishers getting some point blank volleys though. As Russia, I think, got caught out just a little bit here. Now, I'm not sure. He may be actually throwing over some lines. Oh, at the same time, France is maybe trying to go for some guns. They're going to save that. Russia closing in the distance, trying to go for some sweet melee here. Now, not going to happen here. Now, France reinforcing the USA. USA is actually making a stand here. Here we go. We got some Russians fighting US. Never actually happened, I think, actually, historically. Come close in history, but not yet. Now Russia is going to get in with melee, try to maybe start breaking the US flank. And now you can see over here, man, the US actually getting shredded up here. But France is coming. They have some Polish troops, some nice line troops. I think this is a 11-pointer. This looks like the French 11-pointer, I'm pretty sure. So France 11-pointer, they have some Italians in the mix as well. Oh man, I've brought this army before. Like this, I love this custom army. It's amazing. Skirmishers for Russia on the flank. They're probably gonna try to whittle down the French, but they probably need to start falling back. They're gonna get meleeed, guaranteed melee by France here. They need to start pulling that troop back. Now we do have Russian troops and US troops that both broke. We do have some French cav charging the flank, going in against some the Khazaris. Some Lancers from Poland charging in here. The Khazaris is going to meet them. We do also have some Kazakis, but France going in with more Hussars now. So they're really putting pressure on Russia. Sardinia pushing up here. Oh, Russia's even closing the gap here. Taking on what looks like some grenadiers of USA. And USA not doing too hot. Now over on this side, France and Russia getting into a shootout. No one seems to really be closing up the distance. But this part right here, Russia 10 really getting into the mix, really getting in down and dirty here. They're sending in some line infantry as USA is sending in a cav charge. And you can see Russia really actually the one getting fully involved in this fight. I'm not sure they are able to form a square in time. USA even throwing in some lines, trying to hold them in place. In the meantime, guys, USA is holding a line fight with Russia while France tries flanking around on the right, or left for France, I guess you'd say. Look at these beefy, chunky, super thick lines. Even the Imperial Guard. Oh my gosh, look at what they're bringing. France constantly pushing over here. They're actually charging some guard units. They maybe would have done better to send the Lancers in and then have the Hussars flank around a little bit. But Russia needs to be really cautious. Now, they did take this LOC. That's very good here. Now, what's France doing on this side? Just some regular line fights. Yeah, so nothing too crazy. Russia looks like they're trying to set the tone here. In fact, they're even sending in some of their Crosshaires. Oh, my goodness, USA. Historically, never really ever facing up against heavy cav like this. I mean, I guess the UK in the War of AC-12 may have had some, I don't know, but definitely nothing this crazy. Oh, Sardinia charging in here. Line of charging a square from the USA. Russia really putting pressure on the USA squares as the masses start pouring forward here. Now, Russia is getting charged here on the flank here. Lines charging against the light infantry. We do have some grenadiers from Russia. We're trying to line up, maybe get some volleys, but France is going to get some good charges with their cav. Russia needs to, they need to start really locking down this right flank. They need some reinforcing cav. Their lines are not doing too hot here. In fact, they're not able to really I think right now what they're trying to do is just hold off this flank while they push the USA in the center, and it seems to be working excellently for them. We do have some, these Italian dragoons fighting us across the airs now. Looks like we have USA getting charged once more by some light infantry from Russia. Sardinia going in with the melee with militia. Now keep in mind, there is one more French player has not showed up yet, but looks like Russia is actually going to take a line fight here, and France is happy to oblige. Over here, though, constantly the forward motion. Sardinia pushing forward. Tons of units here. USA, I think, have been almost totally wiped out of this center, and their flank is actually starting to falter. I mean, on this flank, however, France needs to be pushing either a little more aggressively or trying to just defend USA as they're trying to fall back. Russia just charging forward, trying to get some back charges here and drive back the USA as they fall back, as their whole center has collapsed here. And now Russia is going to move with Sardinia. And look at these units. Some gold and yellow, or gold, yellow, red, white. Such a colorful flag. They're just doing very well. Now, France, I think, is separated. Looking at the broad picture here, guys. Two French armies over here on the right. A French and half of a U.S. army on the left. And the coalition having driven an entire wedge between them. Entire wedge between them. There is, of course, the potential for a French army to reinforce this center. So Sardinia is probably going to have to try to lock down, hold these buildings. Russia still pushing very decisively. France has thrown forward their 11-pointer with plenty of forces here. Look at this USA trying to hold their own here. And as they're reinforcing this line, this forest fight, guys, very, very brutal. Still a raging fight here. Polish in a line fight with some grenadiers from Russia. More Polish engaging some skirmishers in the tree line. More cav from Russia, 9 and, or no, just the UK, that's right. I forgot about them. The UK are pushing forward here now. As a line fight does not look too terrible right now for the UK are going to easily just throw this in favor of the coalition, I feel like. Although the Russians are looking kind of bloody right here. I mean, they're surrounded by the USA now. It's going to be a little messy. We do have Sardinia pushing up. They need to be very, very, very careful as they are going to really not do well against the French. Oh, we have Russia going with the melee, and they're breaking. They cannot charge in the woods, but I think they are. And oh my goodness, France. Okay, so a huge melee, obviously. We have some guard troops or some grenadiers charging in, guys. All of the fighting is happening in the tree line. And quite honestly, things don't look too hot right now for the Russia 9-pointer. They do have a square with their guard unit pouring in volley after volley, but you can see they have broken. They have to send forward their reserve, but they have totally broken. This French player is doing very well against Russia 9. Or on this side, actually, it's still a dead even with France reinforcing Russia 10 all by themselves until the UK show up, which they still have another couple minutes before they're on the battlefield in this fight. France could easily start trying to break the Russians. And Russia, their grenadiers, they're going against some Italians now. Or some guards of Paris, and they are going to get just mincemeat up by the French. We do have that cav coming to make France's day worse, and Sardinia is pushing up with the USA, trying to help break this flank so they can quickly come back over and help out the rest of this fight.
The men of fatigues are
Russia is pushing forward, though. They have made some headway here. But man, they are still not through the trees. France stubbornly holding on here. Even their guard holding against the Russians. Finally breaking that cav. And France seems to be consolidating a little bit. They need to pull back their ally. They have more cavalry, though, coming forward. Oh, where are they going? Oh, they're going for the Russian line. They cannot form square. Oh no, this is going to be a disaster here. They're going to catch them in the woods, force them back. More cavalry for France trying to fight against the Russians and stop them from pushing forward here. France is actually getting thrown back, but here come reinforcements. They're going to throw back to Sardinia, and you can see the UK actually have placed their units in 2 different spots at once, one over here and one over here, so they're going to be multitasking quite a bit here. This firefight still raging. And France sending in some of the old guard, some chasseurs. And they seem to have broken this side here. UK going to show up, hopefully in the nick of time, to re-secure this flank, because Russia is in huge danger here of just getting totally broken. USA have actually fallen back. Russia needs to fall back. They're going to get surrounded and destroyed. And then the UK will be just too little too late. You see even this center, that charge and that hold by the reinforcements from France is just wreaking havoc on the coalition's line. Looks like this looks like France-Italy. The guns are gone, but
our men are running, sir.
I mean, is there any Russian player left over here? Okay, there is some units left. Not a ton, actually. Russia really got battered up. Russia, as you can see, is losing here. They are starting to fall back here. The Sardinia sending forward some chunk to maybe take up some of those units. I don't know why they're running, but they are going to try to form up their lines, probably to hold up against France. They have the light infantry holding their own, but the USA's... See, the USA should not have fallen back. They could have kept putting a lot of pressure on the Russian. Imagine if they were still standing here. They could be pushing with France and starting to break Russia. Now, I'm sure they are realizing, actually, these guys are hidden still. They do not know the UK are actually here. That could be a huge problem. But France is making a huge counterattack here. They have a lot of troops up. Sardinia, I mean, Piedmont, you know, they have artillery set up, which is actually going to be very helpful in this fight. A 6-pounder is going to start throwing back the French troops. But still, I mean, they don't have a lot here. They need that UK reinforcement, which thankfully they have. If they didn't have that, they would be over for them. Russia holding in the tree line. I don't think they're going to budge from this ground. I think they're going to try to stand strong. They have to hold the center. They have to hold the left flank, and they have to hold the center.
To the enemy.
Oh, look at this. So we have France being super strategic here. They are pushing forward some troops. They know that Russia is going to be surrounded here. The UK are still hidden. But this cav, oh, this cav could easily wreck the French day if they do not have the right units to form square. And here they go, going in. France should have a square. Yeah, they have a square. Oh, the French column. It, however, hopefully will stop them long enough so that Russia can counterattack with the UK. We do have some line infantry. Oh, the countercharge too, trying to drive back some of this Imperial Guard units. As Russia is now fighting on 2 fronts here with Sardinia, with Piedmont holding. That artillery is being brutal though. Oh my goodness, chopping holes in the line. This is a lot of light infantry that the French have. They have a lot of reserves pushing forward as well. I love this map, actually. It's like really cool. Just the snowiness of it. Like, look at that. Look at this. Look at that. The flashes of musket fire. Howitzers, I believe, going and exploding in front of all the troops. Russia, despite their initial maybe tough push they made, they threw back a lot of French, and they are still holding the side. I don't think they're going to fall. They are not faltering. Dragoons in the mix here. Throw back some French troops. Artillery, some horse artillery, as well as UK lines and artillery in reserve. They could throw forward whatever they need them. I think the coalition seemed pretty well set for success here. France has fallen back.
The men are fatigued, sir, and must rest a while.
Yeah, they have fallen back, unfortunately, leaving some of their better units in the tree line here. And thankfully, Russia was able to form up here using light infantry, was able to start forcing back the French counterattack on that right flank. The UK getting themselves into this mix, they can start forming up and they will start tearing down this attack that France has. France is not being aggressive enough. They do have some cavalry charging the crossairs of France, or sorry, of Russia, with some chasseurs cheval. Oh, maybe going for the guns instead. Oh no, France! They're gonna get the guns. UK pushing forward some of their troops here. They can easily start making maybe a counterattack with some reinforcements from the coalition. They can make a counterattack. Maybe start driving back this French attack. I think France has had some pretty heavy losses. Now we do see the USA shifting over here, going for the angle, which is why Sardinia or Piedmont, Sardinia is pushing forward to protect Russia's flank, because this USA actually still got teeth and claws, guys. These can still take a chunk out of the enemy. So don't scoff at USA yet. Looks like the UK with their smaller contingent of forces here, actually, they have a lot of Portuguese lines here. With the UK lines, I mean, they have cavalry to support it as well. Let's just kind of get a nice overview here as we start seeing some lines getting poured here. We may have a Russian attack happening. And we definitely do. The Russians charging, oh man, they're charging some grenadiers. We got a rough fight for them. And France even got, and look at the death, the destruction here, guys. I mean, look at this. So many Russian dead, so many. France reforming, reconsolidating. I think I think this is guard units. I think this is like the old guard. But they have held valiantly for quite some time. France trying to reform. I think they need to focus down this side. If France is to win this, they need to focus down Russia 10-pointer. They need to just, they're so close. They have, wow, a lot of artillery set up in a very defensive position here. And they're really punching holes in the French line. There's some regular volleys here as the UK, mostly Portuguese, form up in a line fight against the French. I think the French actually have an even bet of winning this here. Granted, of course, we have some more UK troops. These guys are going to turn the flank, I guarantee you. But the trick is with this line, the French just have to focus on one of the Portuguese units to cause a mass rout. That's it. Here the UK now, or the uh-oh. Oh no. Kazakis. Oh, I guess they're going to turn and now attack the Russians. Maybe coordinating with some French lines to charge in here. Let's make sure nothing's happening right here. Yeah, it's just a line fight now, or still. But here we go. Russia getting charged here by some line infantry. But they are able to actually get a volley or two off and breaking the French. My goodness, they just totally broke them. More infantry going in, but that artillery is just doing such an excellent job of breaking up this attack. The French need a general to be inspiring these troops. They are breaking one after the other after the other. This artillery battery in coordination with some nice light infantry has just obliterated the French on that side. Russia has this guard unit. That's the ace in the hole for them. Oh, this French got in the way, and they are just going to keep shredding up this flank. And guys, things are looking a lot better for the coalition now. Definitely looking way better. This like little fight that's happening between Russia, or France, sorry, and the UK still going on. I think the coalition may actually win this one over the long run, but France is going to put up quite a fight here. Unfortunately, the UK have better terrain good positioning because the French can't just easily bayonet charge over here and start breaking the UK. USA now falling back. France has some reserves, I think, but they are going to have to... They are becoming scarce. The reserves are becoming scarce, but they are needed in various areas. And oh my goodness, we have France just about to break. Are they going for a juicy bayonet charge with the guard? And they do manage to get the charge off. Hopefully they can follow it up with some lines, because one line infantry isn't enough to break the Russians. They need at least one more line. That's it. One or two more lines or some cavalry here. Now they do have some dragoons. Gonna charge in. Excellent job of kind of isolating, saving your line, as well as maybe breaking some line infantry that can be very potent on your line. We have the Black Watch going in as well now, hopefully to seal this combat, make it an end. And this fight, yeah, the towns have definitely made this one a very interesting fight, one that, yeah, I don't know if it's gonna work. Yeah, France is just, unfortunately, not able to kind of hold up against the UK just accuracy and firing, and they're probably just going to fall back to the LOC, and I think this is going to turn into a coalition victory quite fast now. The USA and France still pulling back. They have not totally, their army's not gone necessarily, but they are starting to get broken, especially here where it's a last desperate stand in the tree line. The general himself, which general is this? Who dares not wear a hat? I don't know which general that is. Oh, we have Russian troops in the back lines going for another general. And France, they're trying to get the general out of there. You can see him running.
We have killed their general, sir.
And a general has been killed. Russia now victorious, marching forward. This seems like a good combination, I think, with like two Russias and then like a UK to back them up. I don't really know too much about Sardinia, Piedmont, Sardinia, but it does seem like they are able to bring some good chunky units too. If the UK can just bring some really good elites and really good shooters, they can easily hold up. And I think, guys, this is going to be basically pretty soon here, the end of a battle. I mean, that one was not as long as normal. I mean, it was about 30 minutes at the most. Yeah, it's been only 28 minutes. Decisive win for the coalition. We have a line here, this brave line trying to hold up against the UK cavalry. But finally, in the end, succumbing to their death. The USA held up quite well, I would say. I mean, they're still the ones who have the most alive besides, you know, one of these French armies. So, you know, I mean, considering they were trying to hold, if only a French army had been in the front and not the USA, I think they may have held a little more decisively. Imagine if it was an 11-pointer that had a huge amount of infantry and could hold a lot of flanks. I mean, Russia just, the thing was this flank just pushed him back so fast, and they got hit on two sides, at least in the center too. Just a very rough fight for them. This poor French army, I mean, imagine being here. The bullets are just flying around. You can see the bullet impacts all on the walls. It's the constant fire. I think the USA are going to make one brave last stand here. And I don't think any army totally just mass routed here. I think every army has been kind of in pieces. Now, of course, this French army is going to probably be the first to rout in its entirety. And they're taking on some foot guards, some Coldstream guards. That's not going to go too well for them. But they are going to give it their best shot. And there goes the French right flank, or left flank. Right flank, yeah. French right flank has been broken. USA living to fight another day? Probably not. Oh wow, the USA actually went for a bayonet charge against Sardinia. Oh, look at this duel. Oh, not a duel anymore. Sheesh. The flanking fire from the Russians, though, gonna start helping out Sardinia. Oh, man. Stomps on him and stabs him. And, yep, like I said, guys, this will be the end of the battle. I think the US just have 1 or 2 troops here. France...
We have killed their general, sir. Now they must break.
Brought another troop in, set their, yeah. The Guard went out maybe to try another LLC. I think they're going to try to hold LLC victory, but I don't think it's going to work for them. I think it's going to be a lost cause. And, you know, they will die with honor. I'm going to fast forward a little bit here. And then I'll pull up the results here so that we can see, you know, kills and deaths on both sides. Since, yeah, it was... no, the USA actually have a good amount of troops left. They brought a pretty big army considering, you know, what they had. Russia's moving in for the final blow here. Wait, do we have a bayonet charge? Oh, cavalry. The UK cav as well as Russian cav charging in behind. And with Russia being, oh my goodness, artillery as well. Okay, Russia's definitely gonna seal their fate. And the USA's gone. I think it's just LOC here. Which, I mean, all the UK have to do is just bayonet charge this unit. These guys, these 4 brave souls standing by the tree, waiting to get their turn in the LOC. I'm gonna fast forward at this point, guys. Yeah, because there's nothing left of this one LLC, so then we'll pull up the results and you know, get to see who inflicted the most kills and who got wiped. No, I'm just kidding. Every did pretty good, I'd say. It was a vicious fight. Obviously, one did better than the other a little bit. All right, guys, so this one was sent in by the Russia 10-pointer, which you could see the kills, specifically this army, 160 for the lines. Those Grens were holding his right flank against the the French for quite some time. They got some good kills there. And the light, and even the Guard cav, the heavies got some good kills, but his light infantry all got really, really good kills, able to shoot for quite some time. Now, for the other players, as we see here, you have, like I said, Pope with 1706 on the enemy kills. The 9-point Santa Ana, Portugal, UK player with 11, 36. Dollar sign had, 1079 as 9-point Russia. And then Queek as Sardinia Piedmont had 645. On the other side, Cocky Cossack with 1,063. Tula as 11-point France with 847. Lou as 7-point US with 1022. And then Johan as 9-point France Italy with 610. So definitely France came out on the bottom on this one, but still put up a vicious fight. Gave quite a beating to the coalition. I mean, especially some of those Russian armies were pretty well bloodied. So anyway, guys, that'll be it for me today. Thank you all so much for joining me. I hope you guys enjoyed. You guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe, and I will catch you all in another video.